Of the 49 mayors Seattle has had since the city was incorporated in 1869, all but one has been a man. The only woman to occupy the office was Bertha Knight Landes, who served during the 1920s. At just over 5 feet tall, Landes was not physically intimidating, nor was she a compelling speaker. One city official joked that, compared with Mrs. Landes, famously silent President Calvin Coolidge was a circus spieler. Yet her promise to run Seattle under the same standards of efficiency and morality that would pertain in a home brought serious reforms to the city. It also made her some serious enemies among Seattle's male fraternity. Bertha Ethel Knight was born in Massachusetts in 1868, the youngest of 9 children. In that post-Civil War era, a woman like Bertha seemed unlikely to attain recognition except through marriage. However, she was far too dynamic and intelligent to merely wait around for some ambitious gent to notice her. In 1888, she enrolled at Indiana University in Bloomington, where she earned a degree in history. She also developed an interest in progressive politics. It was at Bloomington, too, that she met aspiring geologist Henry Landis. The pair were wed in January 1894. The next year, they moved to Seattle, where Henry joined the University of Washington faculty and taught here at Denny Hall. Bertha, not content with being a wife and mother, had outside interests as well. She honed her leadership skills in women's clubs, volunteered her aid to homeless children, and in 1921 became the only female member of a commission to study local unemployment. Despite opposition from Seattle's Republican elite, in 1922, Bertha won a seat on the city council. This soon put her into conflict with Mayor Edwin Doc Brown, a former painless dentist who was in no hurry to purge the city's many vices. In 1924, while Brown was out of town and Bertha, as council president, was acting mayor, she decided to do the work for him. She fired the police chief and ordered the closure of speakeasies and gambling joints. Mayor Brown sped back to undo Landis' coup, but her efforts did not go unappreciated by voters. 2 years later, they ousted Brown and made Bertha Landes the first woman mayor of a major American city. Having campaigned on a platform of municipal housekeeping, vowing to clean up government as ardently as she would her own home here at the U District's Wilsonian Apartments, Bertha got down to serious business. When she wasn't christening ships, she sought public utility reforms. When she wasn't meeting with celebrities like aviator Charles Lindbergh, she was saving Seattle's street railway system from financial collapse or trying to keep pollution down in Lake Washington. It wasn't long before speculation arose that Seattle's new chief executive might just be the woman man enough to be governor of Washington or even president of the United States. Observers said her mind worked more like a man's than a woman's. Was that a compliment or was it not? Landis mused. I never did decide one way or the other. Despite this acclaim, after only 2 years in office, Bertha lost her job to Frank Edwards, a shady movie house proprietor bankrolled by male business leaders. Against the evidence, Edwards convinced voters that their city had suffered under Landis. He even turned her sex against her. "Elect Frank Edwards," went his campaign slogan, "the man you'll be proud to call mayor." So at age 59, Bertha Landes' political career was over. She went on to write and to coax other women into public service, but she never again ran for office herself. She died in 1943. However, she's still remembered fondly. In Seattle's new City Hall, you'll find this meeting chamber called the Bertha Knight Landes Room. It's a fitting tribute to Seattle's housekeeping mayor, who it seems got the last laugh. After all, there's not a Doc Brown or a Frank Edwards room in the place. For Eccentric Seattle, this is J. Kingston Pierce.
Learn more about the colorful highs and lows of Seattle's history in the book Eccentric Seattle by J. Kingston Pierce, available at local bookstores or direct from the publisher. Historic photos provided by University of Washington Libraries, Special Collections, and the Museum of History and Industry. Open daily in Seattle's Montlake neighborhood. Search an online collection of thousands of historic photos at www.seattlehistory.org.